Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Akuban Nights. There are many things left to go through, but we're going to start with Sarah again, and we're going to kind of skip around with time a little bit here. So you went on the 5th to the temple to make your prayers, and 6 days later, on the 11th, there arrives a package for you at the castle itself. Someone delivers it to your room.
Is it head-shaped?
What?
What's in the box?
It might contain a head. It is big enough to hold a head.
Does it have a name on it or anything?
Sarah.
Right. Well,
Mother Sarah, actually, but yeah.
Mother Sarah. I shall, in my room, I guess I sit down on the bed and I'll open the parcel.
All right, it explodes. Make me saving throw. I'm kidding.
Okay, what
inside,
do you want me?
inside are, like loose packaging, little bits of wood chips, little bits of springy sawdust, and other things to hold these items in place. But there are 3 glass flasks filled with liquid.
Are they labeled?
These 3 potions are labeled, yes. They are each labeled Oil of Acid Resistance.
Do I recognize that handwriting? Have I seen that before?
Never. It looks like there's like a label scratched out above it in a different language, and then in Akuban is written Oil of Acid Resistance, as if they have been repurposed or rewritten just for your consumption.
I will look through the package if there's like a tiny note attached to it or something.
There is a nice little thick cardstock note with delicate embroidery around it. There's no name or anything, but you've got the interlocked rings of Martha drawn on one side.
I will take the card into my hands and I will like gently kiss the symbol, where the rings touch. Wow. And I like gently, touch the flask and feel the cool of the glass as they are like laying before me. Right.
I guess if you flip over the cardstock, there's some brief instructions on the back. It says...
how to use of instructions.
Yeah.
If you rub it into your eyes, use water and all these things, right?
Rub on areas to be affected by acid. Yeah, exactly, Maya.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Bath in it.
All right. And let's flip back over to Budarios. Did you have anything else you wanted to do now that you've got Maya again?
Yeah, it's early in the morning, and there's a knock at Maya's door. Maya?
Oh,
Are you...
wait, give me two seconds.
You guys are all still... oh, no, you're nobles. That's right. You've been given separate rooms now.
Yeah,
You've been upgraded.
So
Continue.
Maya's just going to sort of come to the door and dressing gown and just be like, what?
Are you ready
For what?
to find some help?
Oh, that. Oh, God. Right, hang on. Just give me 10 minutes. I just need to, look, late night. Just, anyway.
Sure.
Right.
And what's the date?
Dead silence and the sound of, like, getting dressed. Yeah, and Maya will come out just dressed in, like, sort of, like, fairly sort of shabby clothes before going down dodgy inn.
The date went well.
So should we go then?
Okay.
It wasn't a date, it was a business meeting.
Now,
Dinner.
I have an idea. I'm not sure if it's any good, but here it is. Now we know that there are lizard folk nearby. I don't know if you can acquire their help in slaying these monsters. I'm pretty sure there must be a pest for them as well. But
Hang on. Wait. You want us to talk to? I thought we were going to taverns to the thieves guild
we're
and
not
things.
going to the lizard folk now. I'm just saying that when we arrive there, we should try to talk to them as well. Maybe they can help us.
Oh, I tell you what. Why don't you let me or Sammy or anybody, just let us do the talking, please.
Yes, okay. But so here's my idea. I think we need some people who aren't afraid to have seen a lot of fights and we need some mercenaries, I think.
Okay, right, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I could do
Because I'm worried about these dragons. They can fly.
Well, yes.
And we can't really attack them if they're flying away and around us. So we need to come up with a strategy to bind them to the ground.
Nets,
Now,
crossbows.
here's my idea. Nets and crossbows with metal wires to bind them to the ground.
Yes.
And
agreed.
while we
Good idea.
combat these dragons, we need some sturdy men who aren't afraid enough to shoot these dragons and bind these cables around the trees or whatever.
Brother, most important thing, what's our budget for this? Idiots
Whatever you
like
carry.
dragons don't come cheap, usually.
Whatever you carry. You're the bank.
I am not the bank, thank you very much.
Well, I don't know. We have 20,000 left.
Well, there we go then. That's our budget, 20,000. I'm not the bank.
A lot of gold.
Brother, you're the one who's supposed to be looking after our
Not me,
finances, are you not?
Yes, but
Why are you telling me that?
we need good mercenaries that are cheap, not bad mercenaries that
Right.
cost a lot.
You can have good mercenaries, or you can have cheap mercenaries, but you cannot have good cheap mercenaries. Generally speaking, hey, do you want to fight a dragon? Tends to make people be like, nah, I'm all right, mate. It's, brother, it's you need to be like, hey, who wants to fight a dragon for enough money to set you up for life?
Well, that's what I said. We need people as ruthless as you. So, let's go, sister.
Either, brother.
Well, we have 20,000. Whatever you leave them, the rest is yours, I guess.
I wasn't what I'm. I don't want. I want to be paid. I'm not a mercenary. I'm a princess.
Oh, you're a princess. Who did you date yesterday? Princess Maya.
Anyway, should we go? I've got things to be doing. God, you're
Yes,
annoying.
let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, and I just hope that Maya's able to find some ruthless fucks who are able to help us in our quest.
We can easily bypass this. No one is going to help you. 0 people. This is a time of war. All of the brave soldiers who are all of the brave people who are ready, risk their lives are already employed, risking their lives elsewhere. Yeah.
Okay,
Scumbags are
then.
just going to be like, nah, mate, nah,
I
it's not
understand.
working, mate.
Yeah.
Burglary,
So let's hope for the lizard. Let's hope for the lizard folk.
All
So
right.
at least
I know,
acquire
brother,
some.
I know. I could perhaps have a look around and see if I know anybody who can help with the lizard folk. No introduction.
Yeah, that's good.
Agree with
That
them.
would be good. And we should try to get some nets, some big nets. I mean,
What's acid resistant?
copper.
That's going to be expensive and heavy. I think we might just have to hope that the nets hold up long enough to bog them down.
I don't know. I just know that hope will not
Bring a
defeat the
lot of-
dragons.
Why don't we just bring a lot of disposable nets rather than relying on something heavy and coppery?
Listen, you can either buy something good and it costs a lot. You can't get cheap stuff, good stuff for cheap. Isn't that what you told me about the mercenaries?
Quantity over quality in this case, brother. Besides, we don't know how a copper net's going to fly. That's a lot of weight. Trust me, I'm an archer.
Okay.
I want to have a quick conversation about very large creatures like dragons and that sort of thing. They're often in D&D, we say this monster has this block of HP. And no matter where you hit them, you are essentially wearing down their central HP block. When it comes to things that are as large and complicated as dragons, though, we will end up breaking HP into different sections. You know, like if you destroy the dragon's wings, you might hurt the creature, but like the wings can be destroyed separately from the central body, right? So that we can sort of maybe break the dragon up into HP blocks around it. So you could theoretically cut off a tail without killing the whole creature, or cut off a wing without killing the whole creature, or attacking the wings might not actually impact the central body HP, you know? So I want you to be able to plan strategically for like lethal blows versus disabling blows style stuff. Yeah? Is that okay with you all?
Yeah. I'm not thinking about getting help to make for us not to fight in the end. I still want to fight the dragons. I still want to find a way to not let them escape, or let them attack and fly away and attack and fly away. You know, the typical things dragons do to kill you.
Certainly.
One question, Neal. Is there such a thing as better arrows, or are those all like are arrows plus one usually enchanted things? Or is it something that doesn't even exist in your thing?
You'd need magic arrows. The broadhead arrows are the peak of arrow technology.
So does the magic shop in here, do they have magic arrows?
No, the magic shop sells like components for wizards. You will never find a magical item for sale.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
I would like to buy some phoenix feathers in the magic shop.
Some phoenix downs?
Yeah,
totally. Certainly. The wizard behind the counter says, "Oh, this red feather's from a phoenix. Place it on someone's body and they will surely come back from death. Only the low price of 999 copper."
Okay. No, thanks.
You sure? We have a discount. 3 for the price of 2.
Brother, you're a credulous idiot if you think this is going to work.
No, it's not going to work, I know.
Okay, good. Let's go then.
The queen herself has used these. They work, I promise.
I very much doubt it, mate.
Would you like to buy a magic donkey?
No, you can. I don't want to see your magic ass. No, thank you.
Wait. I don't trust the
donkey's gonna.
Not even donkeys.
Maybe the donkey's gonna fall in love with the dragon, and we can make it a huge love story. It's possible.
I got a magic donkey right here. Yeah?
What
Sell
does
it
it
to
do?
you.
Yeah.
It pulls like no other donkey ever. It always follows commands, and if you treat it right and stroke its back, it speaks and reveals secrets of the universe.
Show me.
It just doesn't do it on command.
I'm going to sort of quietly go up to the donkey, hold a dagger to its throat, and be like, "Reveal me a secret." Without the guy seeing.
The donkey stares off into space as if it is unaware of your presence.
I think your donkey's broken, my friend. Caveat emptor and all that.
Yes, caveat emptor. All right.
So, you said you can find someone who speaks lizard folk.
Well, try, yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Good.
You will give it a shot. And again, this is one of those things we're not going to have to roll for. You'll pretty quickly get back that the lizard folk tongue is it's just like a series of hisses, and it's...
Well, I'm not even looking for somebody who speaks lizard folk. I'm just looking for somebody who maybe has a contact, who knows that. I'm looking for like somebody who knows somebody who can maybe help us out or point us in the right direction, kind of thing.
Right. And you will hear that the lizard folk tongue is impossible for other humanoids to learn, and vice versa. Like they're incapable. Lizard folk are incapable of making the human sounds, and humans are incapable of making the lizard folk sounds.
How are they at charades?
Oh, inscrutable. They have very few facial tics. You know, they don't have very many muscles in their face. They just have
what
jaws.
About, sort of like, first words, 2 syllables,
Oh, that doesn't matter if you try and spell out the syllables. They don't know what you're saying.
Look,
Charading
you're going like, meat. I give meat, you give...
Yeah. They're intelligent enough that you might be able to do that sort of thing, but language is going to be impossible without magical means.
Okay, well, we've got that. We're fine with the math.
Sammy has magical means.
Yeah, we've seen Sammy do the translate-y thing, so we're pretty sure that Sammy can translate. So I'm just like, so does anybody trade with them? You know, can anybody introduce us?
Yeah, how are the relationships with the lizard folk? Are they peaceful or aggressive?
Well, two people that want to occupy the same territory that cannot speak each other's languages, very hostile. Extremely hostile. They are considered, monsters that ought to be put down on sight.
They're misunderstood.
Who do they follow? Do they have a faith they follow?
No one knows.
Anybody
There's
know?
no cultural
Nobody
exchange between the two.
Oh,
Well, they might have killed a shaman or something with the symbol, you never know.
Do you have
Yeah.
the same relationships with the orcs?
The orcs are baddies, but at least you can communicate with the orcs, At least you can talk to them and set up terms and negotiations, and there's maybe like a mutual respect between humans and orcs, even if they fucking hate each other to death. It's like the French and the British. They can sort of speak each other's languages, and they hate each other, but there's a mutual respect.
At least they've got style, the bastards.
Yeah.
Do we know anything
And
about their
Golan.
social structure? Of
Orc
the lizard
or-
folk?
Orc
Are
or
they tribal? No,
are you talking
the
lizard folk? They are tribal,
tribal?
I guess. I mean, how they do work in groups. They move in herds. They seem to maybe have some leadership. There have been shamans seen around, so perhaps they do have like a leadership and a structure, but no one's ever seen like a lizard folk book or a lizard folk house. They don't make weapons or armor out of metals. They are Neolithic at best. Yeah. They're basically primitive lizard monsters that just want to eat your babies.
I'm sure
They're
they're
the-
nice once you get to know them.
Yeah. They're the dingoes of this area.
Lizard man ate my baby.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had a bunch more questions, Neal.
Do it. Give them up.
Okay, so how do magic scrolls work?
You read them. The magic inside of them activates. The scroll disintegrates, and the spell is cast. They do not require components. And, yeah.
Can they work underwater?
You have to read them and vocalize them, so you cannot
Okay.
cast them underwater. Furthermore, I do not recommend submerging paper in water. It might have bad effects on the paper.
Yeah. There's spells for that though. Can anyone cast a scroll?
I actually have to look up the answer to this one. Ooh, where I had a whole document that I had written about scrolls recently, and where is it hiding?
I take it cleric scrolls are not something you do in your world, right?
Yes, there are. Okay, here we go. Scrolls. The creation of a scroll involves a very slow casting of it, including the consumption of the components. While writing a scroll out, this possession traps the magic between the ink and the paper. The energy here is stable and not dangerous. Should any of the inked portions of the scroll be damaged by fire or cutting, etc., the energy is trapped in the scroll. Destroy it. Most scrolls char along their edges like a cigarette, burning and turning the scroll into ash in a matter of seconds. No flames are produced, and the edges burn too quickly to be useful in setting fires. Scrolls are only available for wizard spells if using the new cleric system, which we are, and are readable by any level wizard. Others who wish to read the scroll must pass an intelligence check to understand how to pronounce the words, and a charisma check to speak them strongly and smoothly without making any errors. Scrolls are very sensitive. A wizard cannot learn a spell from a magic scroll because a scroll is not a recipe to a spell, but a key to key to locked up magic. Furthermore, the text of a scroll may be anything. So reading the text of it cannot help know what is really in it. An identify spell has a 100% chance of revealing the contents of a scroll, but more likely the creator has marked somewhere on the scroll in non-magical writing what spell it is for their own purposes of remembering. When the first syllable of the scroll is spoken, the paper around the letters begins to char and stay in a charred state until the spell is cast, stopped, or interrupted. Once started, there's no going back, nor can a scroll be timed, held, slowed, delayed, or readied. Reading a scroll is considered casting a spell for the purposes of interferences, taking damage, time distortion, forced movement, etc. So, at the DM's discretion, a character with a spellcraft non-weapon proficiency may be considered to have an understanding of how magic sounds and may skip the intelligence check. So basically, it's for wizards to cast. Once you start casting it, you either finish it or you give it up and ruin the scroll. Other people can try, but it'll be tough. Mm-hmm. And yeah, did that answer all your questions?
What about scroll creation?
Well, as far as I know, you gotta kill a giant, and then you cut off their scalp, and then you have to tattoo it onto the skin.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they do it in the Deep South. Yep. Let's see, level requirements. Wizards may create scrolls when they reach 9th level. I feel like I'm probably going to want to relax that restriction, but I don't have a specific rule for you right now.
Okay. Are there any other restrictions beyond that?
Well, there are component, like process and materials and cost and time. Scrolls require 3 components: some form of paper, especially blended ink, and a unique quill. La 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 la. So you are 5th level.
Mm-hmm. Would it be reasonable to change the restriction to be like, you can only create scrolls a spell level below what you know?
Maybe something to that end. I do want to avoid the meta of I'm going to spend 5 years and just create 10,000 scrolls, and then we're going to go off an adventure, and now I have unlimited spells because I just spent 5 years creating scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another idea.
Yeah.
You might not need to restrict the level he's able to use, but maybe scrolls that you created still require magical energy to cast, so they're not free spells but reduced in cost. That would scrolls still make a viable option, but maybe not hoard them too much, you know?
Oh, they cost you mana points, actually. That's also possible.
Yeah. Just less than if you would perform the spell on the fly, but
like
if you,
half or something.
But I'd still want them to be able to be read by non-wizards with a series of checks. You know?
Yeah, sure. Maybe it takes longer to cast them or something.
And when it's used, like, it frees up the mana points and you can recover them again afterwards.
Yeah.
So it would be like an inscription of somebody's magic onto something, costing them actual mana. Which might also be why they're not that available, because even other wizards might not be ready to just sell off their magic energy freely, you know?
So you're saying, like, reduce your max MP temporarily to create a scroll?
Yeah.
Just not at the same just not at the full price, so there is any worth in making scrolls in the first place.
Yeah, but not at the amount that you created the scroll at. So I don't know, how much does a 3rd level spell cost you?
9, I think.
Yeah. Well, let's say instead of 9 points, it only costs you 6 points to store away to create a 3rd level scroll, which still would reduce your mana like you would have casted, but you still have more than available, you know?
Right. Let's see. They're interesting concepts.
Seems like something that Neal would have to come up long term and not on the spot here.
Yeah,
though.
I'm going to come up with a better solution in between sessions. All right. Did you have any other magical questions for me?
Did I have any other questions?
You're still hauling around all your spell books, right?
I am hauling my first and second levels and some scrolls that I got in Utel
Perfect.
and my personal spell book.
Okay. Excellent. Was there anything else that anyone else wanted to do?
Yes.
Tell me, what is it, bud?
Quickly before we end, I guess. Maya, do you still have the the pincer of the wyvern? The wyvern's tail. We had that at the end, right? The stinger. You're muted.
I have the useful part of it.
Yeah, I mean, we had the pincer at the end. And we still have the skull because no one was paying anything for it, right?
I don't know why we've still got the pincer, because it's not very useful.
Well, it depends.
I'm just going to hold up the flask with the red ribbon and be like, I got the useful bit already.
I understand. But if you don't need the head, I think I would like to repurpose it.
Okay.
Good.
Oh God, what are you going to do with it, brother?
I'm gonna visit my most beloved armor smith, who's already working on my armor.
Are you going to make yourself a wyvern skull helmet?
No. I'm gonna ask him if he can use the wyvern head to make a shield. Yeah, I want a shield. I want a shield and a necklace to offer to the lizard folk. I want some things to bargain with, something that's barbarian.
You're going to give the lizard
Bible.
people a big lizard.
Yeah, it's a shield. Why not?
So I'm not understanding. You want the skin from the head on a shield, or you want the skull?
The skull as a bone shield. I know it's
maybe
not
you've never
effective.
fought before, but skulls don't make very good shields. They're very unwieldy, poorly balanced to be held in your hand, and
I
bulky.
still think it would be a ceremonial hat. It'd be better.
So you're not able to make a shield out of it.
I'm not saying I can't make... Yes, yeah, no one can make a shield out of a skull. It doesn't work that way. You can't just hold a skull and have it be a shield. What are you talking about?
Not a helmet, brother.
Just
Just-
shields need to be
I
flat
can,
and
like,
round. And...
Attach. You
Kurgan,
can
not
attach
really
the
good
skull
helmet.
to a shield though as a decorational piece.
The skull's
Because
huge! It's like a...
Head.
It's the wyvern's big enough to eat a horse. Its skull is like the size of my desk. You can't just...
What about teeth? What about
How
like,
exactly are
wyvern
you
teeth?
carrying this wyvern skull around?
I assume you've dragging it behind a wagon or in the wagon or something. Sure, you could have fixed teeth to it, but the skull is just like... I mean, like, grab a horse's head and use it as a skull. Now imagine something like twice that size. Or use it as a shield. It's just...
Okay. Well,
Yeah, here we go. Imagine you go to a museum, and there, in the central courtyard, is a whole Tyrannosaurus Rex. And you break the skeleton down, and you pick up the T-Rex's head, and you affix it to your arm as a shield?
I must be a big boy. Okay, now that we are clear about the sizes of the head, I didn't think it was
It's big enough to eat a horse. It's way too big.
what about removing teeth out of the skull and using the teeth and the stinger as a chain, as a necklace, as a barbarian necklace? Make a
Why
necklace
don't
out
we
of it.
make... Oh, spears, swords. If you want to impress lizard men, swords and spears.
Could we do that out of the teeth?
Attach the teeth to it.
You could find a jeweler who does that, but armor smith don't make jewelry. But a
you
jeweler
make-
could do it for you.
Good.
Surely.
Do you think you can make spears out of the teeth? Or a weaponsmith?
Yeah, totally. A weaponsmith could do it, but again, armor smith. But a weaponsmith
Great.
could do it.
Sorry to bother you, and it's slowly dragged his giant wyvern's head away.
All right, excellent.
So weaponsmith it is.
Yes, you can find a weaponsmith. They will go ahead and make you wyvern-toothed spears. They will do it at regular spear cost because they don't have to buy the metal, but it's harder to work, but it'll roughly come out to the same cost.
Do they have the same stats as ultra spears? That's very important.
You mean the same stats as regular spears? Yes.
Oh.
Regular spears are the same spears that we've seen used everywhere. There's no such thing as an ultra spear, just like there's no winter gods. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's the man feeding you lies. Can't listen to him. The same sort of...
chat.
The last thing I would do is I would like to slip up and see the prince and just be like, so we're heading off to kill a dragon now? Two, actually. Wish me luck, won't you?
Tell me, Maya Harazim, what if, just an idea here, what if we went south, hopped upon one of my family's yachts, and sailed out to the Talons to go fishing and hunting while your siblings went and fought a dragon?
That sounds incredible, to be honest with you. And you have no idea how tempted I am. But quite frankly, I think they would all get killed without me.
Well, I admire a woman who puts her family and her duty first, and her personal desires and pleasures second.
You have no idea how tempted I am.
Don't worry, the yacht will be there when you come back. Just
I'll
come
hold you to
back
that.
in one piece, and yachting we will go.
I will hold you to that, and I look forward to it.
One question, though. How do you feel about champagne?
Love it.
Good. The yacht is full of it. Do find me when you come back. And here. And he pulls out a handkerchief and hands it over to you as a favor, saying, do make sure to return this to me, but use it to dab your eyes if your family falls apart.
I'm just going to tuck it into my cleavage with a little smile.
He will give you a kiss on the cheek, bid you adieu, and good luck.
In like Flynn.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question. Even though we are technically not friendly with each other, do messengers travel between countries?
Totally. Yeah, all the time.
So I could send a letter back to Akuban if I wanted to?
You could, but considering that there's multiple wars going on throughout the region, there's no guarantee the letter would arrive. But, like, theoretically, there's no international, there's no...
Because I don't think there's such a thing as a wizard messaging... Wait, I guess... Sammy? You can cast messages, right?
Short distance.
But it is limited short distance. Okay, never mind. No, I would need like a long distance message. So I think I would still try to write a letter, even if there are the odds that, it would never arrive.
Perfect. Messengers. Let me figure out how much it costs to send a message, how far. Services. Messenger, intercity messenger is 100 copper a day if you're going to send a message to another city. So you want to send it from Wicthron Marenta to where?
I would send it all the way to Yatel.
To Yatel. All right, and we said that took 16 days for you guys to do. No, 17.
I don't know. 13? Did we? Wait, hold on. I don't think I wrote it down.
All right, that's going to be an expensive-ass message to send. You're looking at 3,500 copper for someone to do that.
3,500?
Yep.
So that's what, 35 gold?
Yep. It's a long
Holy
journey.
shit.
It's going to be like more than a month for a person to do through war-torn country, past like hostile people who are going to want to kill them. You can find someone who will do it, but whew, is it pricey?
Right, okay, never mind. It's okay.
Yeah. What were we going to say?
Like going through to Outlast and then Pike's Point?
Maybe, but like, there's naval blockades and all of that. That's an unlikely way to get to it. You'd have to go the land route.
Fair.
Yeah.
So I think I will be going for the spell research thing with the resist acid and whatever it was.
Excellent. Perfect. So in the time between camp episodes, shows, seasons, whatever, we will jot down and flesh out one of these things, and we'll figure out how long it takes and what you need to do, and then we can do some of this. Do you still want to go ahead with this, even though some mysterious Martha worshiper has sent your family potions?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Then we'll sort it out. And I guess we will deal with the dragon next week.
I hope you're proud of me for not eloping on the yacht, by the way.
Neal's trying to split our party apart.
I had an out and I didn't take it.
You could have
If you need a month
eloped.
to research it, I'm not sure that we have the time.
Well, I spent how long was it in your tell that I spent for that second level spell? It was like a week and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll sort out the details, and then we'll see if it's worth the time during our next session. But we'll do all this work in between. And I will figure out the scroll stuff in between, and hopefully have some new cleric stuff in between.
In the meantime, can I roll 2 spell learning checks?
Yes.
3 days each.
Go.
And failed both of them.
Awesome. Sweet. Well,
That 100 though, holy.
Yeah. Really don't know how to translate, guys.
I believe we are going to be done for the day then. I'll just make some marks on my calendar over here. We failed water breathing and translate.
Yep.
Beautiful.
3 days each.
All right. So when we come back, we will be on the 11th of September. You have spent about a week here. You've got these potions. Maybe Sammy's going to learn some things. Or maybe you're just going to go fight a couple of very young black dragons.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Draconic baby murder. Woo!
Woo. All right.
What could go wrong, man?
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine.
How protective of black dragons of their baby? They don't really care, do they? They're like, bye kids, that's it.
Interestingly enough, there has been no mention of an adult dragon in this area, only of the young ones. Maybe that is something to consider, or maybe it's not. We'll find out next time. Anyone have anything to say? What's going on? You have Seekers on Saturday?
Yes, so tomorrow night, 9 p.m. German time, I do Seekers of Samnath over at Greg Hansen's Twitch channel, which is a lovely place. If you can't watch it because you're watching shenanigans, you should check it out on YouTube, because Greg also has a YouTube channel. Also Greg Hansen. Just one word, I guess. Also, if you're a girl or a woman and you would like to join our Discord server and hang out with other like-minded girls and women, you should join Neal's Discord and join the Shield Maidens channel. It's not visible if you're not part of it, so you just send me a little message and I shall open it up for you and you can come and hang out with us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Excellent. And Fuzzy, do you have anything coming up this week that you want to, that is interesting, that you want to share?
I've got a subathon on Sunday again.
Ooh.
I think,
This Sunday?
yeah. Yes, this Sunday. Probably Ringworld again.
Ooh.
Although I have been going pretty hard on the Conan recently, so.
Oh.
But,
Cool.
yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
What about you, Sven? Anything interesting that you want to share with the world?
Yes, something very, very special. So listen, guys. If you're new to this channel, you've seen us for the first time, you think, okay, it's cool, I like it, I enjoy it, please subscribe. Make a follow. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Take a look at Patreon. Support Neal as much as you can. And if you do, we will see each other, I guess, next week. Thanks.
Last but not least, NECA.
Nothing particularly going on my side. I'm just going to be doing some coding over the weekend. Hopefully get some improvements on this channel, but maybe not. We'll see how fruitful it is. But
Maybe it's going to be worse afterwards. You never know.
It could be worse. I also want to make sure people are aware that if you're like going into work and you can't watch videos and stuff, Neal also has SoundCloud audio-only versions of the VODs. You can download them to your phone and you can just You can listen to them on your way to work, on the way back. What if you're doing your workouts, whatever you want.
Yeah, embarrass yourself on the train. That's what I usually do. Because you're laughing loud and everybody's like, what's going on over there? So, can recommend.
Yeah. One that's
Excellent.
not mentioned enough is the SoundCloud, I think. So check that out.
That's true.
Well, you guys are all kind. Yeah, that's it for this week. We will have critical feedback in about an hour, which I will not oversleep and miss. So we'll see you guys later. Bye,
See you next time.
everyone.